Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a French seam. And a French seam is great for when you want to do something with your fabric where you want to hide the raw edges. So normally if you just sew a seam right down the edge of your fabric, then you are left with a raw seam like this. And most of the time that's fine, and it'll be hidden in your pocket or hidden inside of your garment. Maybe you have a lining that will go over top of it, so it'll completely be gone and you won't see it at all. But then sometimes you have instances where you kind of you only have one layer of fabric and you need to hide that raw edge, and there's no really way around it other than a French seam. Especially if you don't have a serger. This is definitely a good way to get around not having a serger, because a serger would finish off all of your raw edges with the thread. So I will show you exactly how to do this. Okay, so here are my two fabrics. I have a right and a wrong side. So normally when you do a regular seam, you're going to put your right sides together. But with a French seam, you're actually going to be doing it the opposite way. So it's going to feel a little unnatural at first because you're just not used to it. And then you're going to do a plain seam down the edge that you're planning on sewing. If you don't know how to do a plain seam, I'll have a link to a video down below. But it's just basically a regular seam, so if you're at the French seam already, then you should definitely know how to do a plain seam. So the first thing you want to know is that with your seam allowances, the first seam allowance that you're going to do is it's going to be a smaller seam allowance than the next one. So if you're going to do a 1/4 of an inch for the first pass, you're going to do a 1/2 inch for the next pass. So you'll see that, and when you're going to write up your patterns and stuff like that, then you will have to account for those measurements. So if you're going to do exactly what I just said, a 1/4 of an inch and a 1/2 inch, then you're going to add 3/4 of an inch seam allowance to your patterns. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my first pass. Okay, there we go. And so I did my 1/4 of an inch. So now I'm going to take the fabric, I'm going to open it up, and of course, see how ugly that is? You know, obviously you can't leave it like that. So you're going to fold the fabric with that seam on the one side, and then you can either finger press it depending on the type of fabric you have, or you can go and press it under your iron. And then you're gonna again put it back into your sewing machine. I'll move my needle over so that, because I usually like to line my fabric up with the edge of my presser foot, so if I move my needle over all the way to the left, then I give myself a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I'm just going to do again another plain seam. Okay, and then this is it. So I'm going to open up my fabric, and if you didn't do it correctly, let's just say that you did your second seam allowance a little too short, then you will most likely see that raw edge coming through your stitches. So this is absolutely perfect. I can't see it. And then on the back, it will be perfectly hidden within that seam. A lot of times French seams are necessary when doing things like casing and such. I made a teepee, and that is how we created the pole holes for the teepee itself, was doing a French seam. So I did, you know, the first go, and then I measured my pole, and then I sewed about 1.5 inches, and that created a nice big, you know, place to put the pole for my teepee. So there are many different places, or there are many different times that you will most likely use a French seam if you're going to be sewing a lot. I did make a tote bag, so I'm going to show you that quickly, how I use a French seam for that. I used 1 layer of fabric. This is my tote bag. I will have a tutorial on this, and if I have it up, I will definitely leave a link in the description box below for that. But it's only some canvas fabric, so because the canvas fabric is quite heavy, I don't need a lining. You could do a lining which would hide all the raw edges, but in this case I just want to keep it nice and light. It is a beach bag, so, and it also helps. This will dry faster than, you know, if it's all lined and stuff. So the French seam is going down the side of my bag where I attach the main fabric and the accent fabric. So I would not be able to do this any other way unless I had a serger. So I think it turned out absolutely beautifully. And I definitely will be using this seam in many more projects. And it also saves on fabric, because if I didn't know how to do a French seam, then the only other option for me would be to line it. And then I would need to have more fabric to line it. And then that would cost more money to make the bag. So definitely give this seam a try. It's really fun and it produces a great product. So I hope that you enjoyed this little how-to video. I hope that you understood. If you have any questions, of course, leave it in the comments below. Connect with me on my social media, my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All those links will be down below as well. Also, I have a new website, so you should go over and check that out. It's called charmbyashley.com, and I will have more videos and pictures over there. I also have patterns and freebies and all kinds of things, so definitely check that out and subscribe and like, and thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!